What does the USA Shale Oil Revolution mean for oil prices?
People dismissed it when we first started talking about it in 2005, 2006, but it has been huge. A lot of people were dismissive at the time. At the time, the United States was building a lot of terminals to import oil and gas from overseas. Now look at how the whole world has been transformed. 10 years later, those very terminals, 2 of them are already being transformed. Quite a few of them now being transported to actually export US oil and gas. And that is how big this particular shale revolution, and we should use the word revolution very carefully, and it is very applicable in this sense that United States production reached somewhere in the region of about 10, almost close to 10 million barrels per day. Of course, it's down since then because the oil price slump has created all sorts of problems stateside as well. But what it has done is Saudi Arabia still remains the global swing producer in a classic sense. But what it has done is that it has made these shale players, most of whom are independents, upstarts. They're not controlled by some cartel. They're not controlled by the US government. They're just, all of this exploration is coming in the spirit of private enterprise. So these are these old sort of modern day era wildcatters who extend their reach well beyond Texas into the Marcellus, the Eagle Ford, and all sorts of shale plays stateside. And what they've done is that they have made the United States into a bit of a buffer producer. So let's say OPEC collectively acts to cut the price. They can't actually, they could probably request the Russians or the Mexicans who could act collectively to cut. But there's no way you can ask, all these private oil companies, some of them are quite small, you call them mom and pop oil independent upstarts. You can never ask them to, they're not controlled by anyone, not least Washington. So how do you get these guys to somehow rein in their production? They won't. So let's say a classic global swing producer like Saudi Arabia cuts, it'll end up not just benefiting the Saudis, but these guys will also benefit from the higher oil price. And this is what the shale revolution has done. And I think it's here to stay for at least two more decades.